With its magnificent architecture, rich musical culture, and fascinating history, Vienna is one of the best capital cities in Europe to visit, either as a standalone destination or as part of a trip across Central Europe alongside Prague and Budapest. If it's your first time in Vienna, this video is for you. Keep watching for the best things to do in Vienna for the first time. Vienna's history is intertwined with the Habsburg dynasty who ruled Austria for centuries. This is why visiting the massive Hofburg Palace is the top thing to do in Vienna for the first time. Especially the Sisi Museum and the Imperial Apartments. There, you will get a glimpse into the life of Elizabeth, Empress of Austria and Queen of Hungary, or Sisi as she is more commonly known. The Augustinian Church is also part of the Hofburg complex. This church was where several imperial couples got married. The wedding of Franz Joseph and Sisi also took place there. Yet, the church's highlight is the crypt, where the hearts of 54 Habsburgs are kept. If you thought Hofburg was impressive, wait until you see Schönbrunn. The summer residence of the Habsburgs, Schönbrunn Palace consists of 1,441 rooms. You can visit between 20 and 40 of them, depending on the type of tour you choose. You can have a look at some recommended tours in the description below. Whatever you do, don't miss the chance to walk through the gorgeous gardens until you reach the truly glorious Gloriette. Also, don't skip the Schönbrunn maze, it's super fun. One of the indisputable symbols of Vienna, St. Stephen's Cathedral dominates the city center. On a sunny day, you will be amazed by the cathedral's glistening tiled roof. Once you are done admiring the imposing cathedral, take a stroll along the pedestrianized Graben Street, one of Vienna's main shopping streets. During your walk, you will see an elaborate column commemorating the plague of 1679. Without its musical heritage, Vienna would be a different city. For centuries, the Austrian capital attracted musicians, artists and composers, such as Mozart and Beethoven, both of whom spent great parts of their lives in Vienna. Nowadays, you can visit one of the apartments where Mozart lived, or simply wander around the city, spotting statues of famous composers as you go. The best way to appreciate Vienna's classical music culture, though, is by attending a concert, either at the Vienna State Opera or in other venues, such as a concert house or St. Charles Church. One of the best things to do in Vienna for the first time, or the 10th if you ask us, is to savor the city's signature cake, Sachertorte. Named after its creator, Franz Sacher, this delicious chocolate cake hides 2 thin layers of apricot jam inside and is topped with dark chocolate. For the ultimate chocolate fix, consider pairing your Sachertorte with a cup of the famous Viennese hot chocolate. The most iconic places to try Sachertorte are Demel and Café Sacher. We liked Demel's take on the Sachertorte a bit better. While at Demel, please try the so-called Emperor's pancakes too, and you can thank us later. Ida is also a historic pastry shop in Vienna. With many branches around the city, Ida is the best place to try another emblematic Viennese dessert, the pink punch cake. At Ida, we would recommend sampling Viennese strudel too. Whether you're an avid art lover or not, the Belvedere Museum is an essential stop in Vienna. Split between 3 venues, the Belvedere Museum brings some of the best works of art right before your eyes. At the Upper Belvedere, you can marvel at the genius of Gustav Klimt and stand in awe before what must be the world's most famous kiss. A stroll through lush gardens will bring you to the lower Belvedere for a glance at the former residence of Prince Eugene of Savoy. For contemporary art enthusiasts, Belvedere 21 focuses on Austrian art from the 20th and 21st centuries. If you are among those people who enjoy visiting a handful of museums while traveling, Vienna won't disappoint. The Austrian capital is home to a wide array of amazing art collections and exciting museums to choose from. The museum's quartier is a vast area where large museums and small contemporary exhibitions coexist, creating a cultural hub like no other. Other museums to check out are the Albertina Museum, Vienna's Museum of Art History, and one of our favorites, the Freud Museum. The Museum of Art History, with its impossible-to-pronounce German name, features a vast collection of art treasures and one of the prettiest museum cafes we have ever seen. The Freud Museum allows you to step inside the former residence and practice of Sigmund Freud and take a journey into the history of psychoanalysis. A special mention should be made to one of the lesser-known places to visit in Vienna, the city's Furniture Museum. This themed exhibition narrates the history of the Habsburgs through a massive collection of furniture that belonged to several members of the dynasty. While there, you can also follow the Sisi in the Movies tour, a parallel exhibition dedicated to the famous 1950s film trilogy, starring Romy Schneider as Empress Sisi. Who doesn't love a city that boasts one of the world's oldest amusement parks? Dating back to 1766, the Prater is set in a lush park, and it's home to yet another of Vienna's undeniable symbols, the oldest Ferris wheel in the world. If it's your first time in Vienna, you just can't skip a ride on this iconic Ferris wheel and maybe try out a couple more rides and games, or just enjoy a pint at the on-site beer garden. As we already mentioned, exploring the history of the Habsburgs is one of the top things to do in Vienna for the first time. In this spirit, the Capuchin Crypt is among the best places to visit in Vienna. This vaulted crypt is the final resting place of 150 Habsburg royals, including Empress Elizabeth and her husband Franz Joseph. If you enjoy being surrounded by countless volumes of books as much as we do, stepping inside the Austrian National Library is one of the best things to do in Vienna. The State Hall of the largest library in Austria is a sight to behold, with its wooden bookshelves that carry over 200,000 books. The Venetian globes, vaulted ceilings and stunning frescoes only add to the library's mesmerizing effect. While in Vienna, the Danube River that flows through the city cannot go unnoticed. If you're visiting Vienna for the first time, it's worth spending some time relaxing at one of the city's riverside beach bars, or simply stroll along the peaceful waters of the Danube. Dating back to the 16th century, the Naschmarkt is a lively market in the heart of Vienna. In the morning, you can buy fruit, vegetables, spices and other treats there. In the evening, you can sit for a drink or have dinner among locals and visitors alike. Probably the quirkiest apartment building in the Austrian capital, Hundertwasser House is one of the best things to see in Vienna for the first time. Completed in 1985, this architectural wonder designed by Friedrich Hundertwasser is still a residential building. As such, it's not open to visitors. However, right across the street, Hundertwasser Village welcomes you to step inside its almost magical world. A 5-minute walk from Hundertwasser Village, Kunsthaus Wien is yet another mind-blowing building designed by the same architect. While in Vienna, don't miss the chance to dine on hearty traditional dishes at a typical Viennese bistro or Beisel. To be fair, you will most likely sit among fellow travelers these days. Yet a Beisel is part of the Viennese culture, the Austrian take on a local pub. Karlsplatz is one of the largest squares in Vienna and one of the city's main public transport hubs. Apart from the Church of St. Charles that dominates the square, it is also known for the two beautiful Art Nouveau pavilions, both works of Viennese architect Otto Wagner. As you stroll through the city, it's worth having a look at the historic Judenplatz, the former center of Jewish life. The square is now dominated by the austere Holocaust Memorial and the Lessing Monument. Near Judenplatz, the 19th century Palais Ferstel is one of the few buildings in Vienna that has a passage going through it. The Ferstel passage was designed as a shopping arcade in the Parisian standards of the time, and it's one of the best places to catch your breath on a rainy day in Vienna. Constructed in 1911, this Art Nouveau clock is one of the most unusual things to see in Vienna. The clock features 12 historical figures that parade before your eyes. To lower your expectations, the show isn't as impressive as the one at Prague's astronomical clock. Lazing around Vienna's parks is one of the best ways to relax in between your sightseeing sessions. Some of the best parks in Vienna are Stadtpark and Burggarten. They're both centrally located and they feature peaceful paths to walk along or lovely spots to sit back and people watch. One of the things that surprised us about Vienna is that the city boasts a great number of quality hotels. Some of them are themed, others have a special character. It's no overstatement to say that several of the city's hotels are valid reasons to visit Vienna in their own right. Considering that the weather might not be on your side during your trip to Vienna, it makes sense to choose a hotel that you actually enjoy spending time at. During our recent trip to Vienna, we stayed at a culture and classical music-themed family-run hotel with a cozy bar, and we couldn't be happier with our choice. You can book your room at the same hotel by clicking on the link in the description below. If you enjoyed our video about the best things to do in Vienna for the first time, please like, comment and share it. For more details, find the link to our guide on what to do in Vienna in 3 days in the description below. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching our Vienna, Austria video.